All right, hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're well. My name is Witness Mdaka. I am a businessman, a property developer, property investor, slash author of It's More Than Just Money, a guide to escaping the red race and building generational wealth. Now, I'm based in Johannesburg, South Africa. That's where we work with a team of people developing properties, selling them, renting them out, and basically helping a lot of people find accommodation. Now, I was having a conversation with my team this afternoon, and one of them said to me that they want me to talk about how to manage their salaries. And I said, okay, if you want me to talk about managing your salary, then I am definitely going to do that on my next YouTube video. And I decided to then do this video absolutely today. Now, I don't want this to be just something that I share with my team. I want it to be something that you also can benefit from. Now, but if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button, click on the notifications button, so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos that we are going to be having. Now, let's dive right into today's conversation, which is basically managing money or managing your salary. You know, your salary is money, it's an income. You look at a business has got an income. You know, a business has got income from either rental income that comes from the assets that the business owns, or income that the business makes from rendering certain services or selling certain products. Now, if you are an employee, you obviously are rendering a service to the company that you work for, and the salary that they pay you is an income. Now, when a company receives income from its clients, they always have a way of managing and looking after that money. Obviously, companies have got accountants, companies have got financial managers, and obviously the director of the company actively looks after the finances of the company. Now, there are budgets in place that the company puts in so that they're able to meet their monthly or yearly obligations and also meet their expansion plans. Now, you as an individual also receive income the same way a company receives income. The difference is that your income is called a salary. Now, if you receive a salary, what would be the best way for you to manage that salary? Now, before we dive into that, right, you have to think of it as being in an economic winter, right? Every single time you earn an income, think of it as my current habits. Should there be a recession or should there be a financial winter, would I be able to survive it with the same kind of financial habits that I have now? So you have to have some sort of habits that you are constantly working on that allow you to survive certain things. Now, there are two ways in which you could survive an economic winter. Now, most people that are currently working, they start off in what we call the red race. So the red race is if you are not working, you are not going to receive a salary. That's why it's called the red race. So in simple terms, no work, no pay. We all start out there, right? Now, if you or a person that is in the red race goes through some sort of financial winter, it becomes difficult for them to survive. Now, the best way to survive for that person would be first to cut their spending, right? That would be the first thing. If you go through a difficult season, you want to cut out certain unnecessary spending, right? So, but there's another way in which you could survive the winter, which would be to increase your income, right? To find a way to increase the income that you have. Either you render or you do more in your work, provide more value than you are getting paid for so that you could earn more, create more income for the company that you work for so that you could be paid more. And lastly, you could do both simultaneously, right? So if for instance, you've cut out your expenses and you also find a way to increase your income, then you're putting yourself in a position where you are definitely on your way to surviving the economic winter. But earlier on, I spoke about being in the red race. Now, the red race would be the first place where everyone is. That's where everybody starts when they start working. Now, the second level, we'll call these the levels of wealth. The second level is what we would call financial independence. Now, financial independence is you taking your salary that you are earning and finding a way to invest in something that pays you passively, right? Some people invest in property. Some people invest in people that are investing in property. What do I mean by that? Somebody has got a project that they're working on. You decide that every single month, a portion of your money will be paid towards that particular project. So you calculate and say, hey, I see you working on that project, or I see you building that business. I want to give you 20,000 rands this year. And the best way I'm going to give you that 20,000 rands is to send you 2,000 rands a month for the next 10 months. Now, I want to make a deal with you that on the third month or the sixth month, we're going to calculate how much I've given you already, and you're going to start paying me passive income, which means paying me back the money I've paid you at certain incremental amounts, whether it's 300 a month, 400 a month, 500 a month, doesn't matter what the amount is. We find a way that as soon as you've paid the person half to the exact amount that you had planned to invest in that person's business, they would then start paying you on a monthly basis for the money that they've received from you. So that would be then you earning what we call passive income. Now, passive income is money that you earn without working, right? So earlier I said one that is in the rat race would have to earn what we call active income. So without the active income, they're not getting any salary. But to move to the next level of wealth, which is financial independence, is when they convert their active income into passive income. Now, financial independence is when your passive income, money that you earn from assets that you've invested in, projects or businesses that you've invested in, is equal to your living expenses. So your expenses, if they are 10,000 rands, if you live in South Africa, or 20,000 rands, then you're earning 10,000 or 20,000 from your business activities, your passive income that you're receiving from the businesses that you've invested in, the properties that you've invested in, or any form of investment that you've made. That's what financial independence is. So, but when you're in financial independence, should an emergency then happen and you have to fork out more money, then you would have to then either do extra work or go back and work again for you to fill the space of the emergency, fork out more money. And then the third level is financial freedom. Financial freedom is when your passive income, based on what I've just explained, money that you receive from either sales of books, money that you receive from rental income, money that you receive from investing in another person's business or project, is 2 times what your living expenses are. So if your living expenses are 50,000 rands, for instance, and you are making 100,000 rands passive income, you don't work for this money, it just comes in, then you are financially free, you have financial freedom. Even if your expenses are 2,000 rands, and from your passive income activities, you are earning 4,000 rands, right, without working for that particular money, then you are financially free. Now, like I said earlier on, there are 2 ways to make a man wealthy. You either increase his earning capacity, which is his income, or you decrease his desire for more, which would be cutting down his expenses. Now, some people might be having 10,000 rands worth of expenses, and they decide, instead of increasing my money, my passive income to 20,000 so that I could be financially free, I'm going to reduce my expenses to 5,000 rands so that I have 10,000 rands passive income, and therefore by doing that I'm financially free. And another person earning 100,000 rands might decide, instead of doubling this money and making it 200,000 rands in passive income, I'm going to cut my expenses to 50,000 rands, and by virtue of doing that, they would be financially free because they don't have to work, they get paid passive income, and their passive income is twice the amount that their expenses are, right? So this works at every level of income. So someone could be earning 10 million, but if they're using of passive income, but if they're using the entire 10 million rands on living expenses on a day-to-day, monthly, month-to-month, then definitely that person is still financially independent. They're not financially free yet, unless they convert that 10 million into 20 million passive income, or reduce the 10 million expenses from 10 million to 5 million, so that they have twice passive income covering their expenses. And then lastly, we have what we call financial wealth. Financial wealth is when your passive income is 3 times the amount that your living expenses are, or what your costs, day-to-day costs are of running your life. So that obviously is based on the appetite that you have. So if you have expenses of 2,000 rands and you find a way to make 6,000 rands without necessarily working on a month-to-month basis for that money, then you are what we call financially wealthy, because your passive income is 6,000, but your expenses are only 2,000 rands. So your expenses are 3 times the amount of money that your costs, no, your passive income is 3 times the amount of money that your expenses are. So meaning you and someone are earning 6 million from passive income and their expenses are 2 million, are basically on the same level according to my definition that I've given. So which means anybody, no matter what their income is, can either remain in the rat race, move on to financial independence, become financially free, or they could become financially wealthy based on how they look after their salary or their income. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or night. Ciao, ciao from me. It's more than just money.